fine, and I will be able to show you all some video. Today my network is fine. So yesterday, do you all remember that we discussed about how the British came in Bengal and how they fought with the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajud-Dowla, and Sirajud-Dowla was defeated because of a conspiracy. सबको याद है कल हम लोगों ने जो डिस्कस किया था all these points?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let us see about these things in a very short video. Just a second, everyone.
Reassertion of rights by the Nawabs.
Okay, students, are you all able to see the video and hear the sound?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm starting it again. You know, watch the video very properly. That after the Mughal Empire, became weak, how all over India, these governors, they became independent. So let us see about that first. Everyone do it, watch it very properly, use a proper earphone.
Reassertion of rights by the Nawabs. You will be able to list the steps taken by the Nawabs of Bengal to control the East India Company's expanding stronghold. In 1707, after the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire was split into regional kingdoms, each ruled by a governor or Nawab.
Everyone can see the video properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
Murshid Quli Khan was the Nawab of Bengal region after Aurangzeb's death. His government and the succeeding Bengal governments refused to grant the concessions earlier given to the East India Company and demanded large fees if the company wanted to carry on trade. They also stopped the company from extending its fortification and minting its coins.
Ye points, students, everyone read these points which is given here in the video. Do you remember yesterday we discussed about these points that the East India Company wanted, it was minting its own coins and it was doing fortifications and,
Yes, sir.
and the Bengal government refused. Murshid Quli Khan, after that Sirajud-Dowla refused to give these permissions.
The local rulers demanded that the company officials pay their taxes. They accused the company of undermining the authority of the Nawab by writing disrespectful letters and humiliating the Nawab and his officials. Ali Vardi Khan, the Nawab succeeding Murshid Quli Khan, and Sirajud-Dowla, his successor in 1756, too felt the same. We have learnt that after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal Empire was split into regional kingdoms. Each regional kingdom was ruled by a governor or Nawab. The Nawabs of Bengal, Murshid Quli Khan, Ali Vardi Khan and Sirajud-Dowla demanded large fees from the East India Company to carry on trade and also demanded that the company officials pay taxes. They also stopped the company from minting coins and extending their fortification.
Okay. So, students, was this video useful? Did you all understood what it was shown?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let us go and let us see about something else. Now, yesterday we discussed Battle of Plassey. So let us now see about a video about Battle of Plassey.
The Battle of Plassey.
Can you all see the video, Battle of Plassey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. How many students are there in the class right now? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, 19.
19.
Sir,
Okay.
20.
20 including me. Okay. Chalo. So let us see about Battle of Plassey. So Battle of Plassey happened between whom? किन दो लोगों के बीच में, मतलब it happened in between which powers? Battle of Plassey.
Southern Nawab of Bengal, Britishers.
The Nawab of Bengal and the Britishers. Yes. And who was the leader of the British army? Yesterday we saw that man.
Robert Clive.
Robert Clive. Yes, Robert Clive. So let us see about him.
The Battle of Plassey. You will be able to list the factors that led to the Battle of Plassey. List the reasons for the defeat of Siraj-ud-Dowlah in the Battle of Plassey. The East India Company felt that the large fee demanded by the Nawabs and the local rulers to carry on trade was unfair. They also felt that the enlargement of settlements, buying of villages, and building of forts which were banned by the Nawab were necessary for the expansion of their trade. What the company wanted was a puppet ruler who would act in their favor.
Remember yesterday we talked about puppet ruler, a kind of a ruler who would do everything what the British say. Students,
Yeah.
yesterday we talked about the puppet rulers.
So they tried
Yes,
to
sir.
replace the then Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, with one of his rivals.
Yes, sir.
This angered Siraj-ud-Dowlah, and he ordered the company to stop interfering in his government's affairs. He also ordered the company to stop fortifying their settlements and pay their taxes. When the company failed to accede to his demands, the Nawab marched with 30,000 of his men and took control of Qasim Bazar and Calcutta Fort. He cut off all supplies and support to the company's ships. To aid the company, armed forces were sent from Madras under the leadership of Robert Clive. The company's naval fleet was also sent. Robert Clive defeated Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah at a place called Palashi in 1757 in the famous Battle of Plassey. The main reason for Siraj-ud-Dowlah's defeat was Mir Jafar, one of his commanders, who turned traitor and never fought the battle. Robert Clive had promised Mir Jafar that he would be made Nawab after Siraj-ud-Dowlah for his services. The Battle of Plassey was the company's first victory on Indian soil. We have learnt that the East India Company tried to replace Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah with a puppet ruler. Siraj-ud-Dowlah took control of Qasim Bazar and Calcutta Fort. Armed forces under the leadership of Robert Clive were sent along with a naval fleet to fight Siraj-ud-Dowlah. Mir Jafar, one of Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah's commanders, turned traitor and never fought the battle. Robert Clive defeated Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah in 1757 in the famous Battle of Plassey.
So is this topic of Battle of Plassey clear to everyone? To all the students here present over?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let us now go to our PowerPoint presentation. Is the PowerPoint presentation visible on your screen
Yes,
right
sir.
now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, great, good. So, you know, what happened after Siraj-ud-Dowlah was defeated? Was Siraj-ud-Dowlah killed by the students? क्या सिराजुद्दौला को मार दिया गया था? Was Siraj-ud-Dowlah killed after the battle?
No, sir. Sir.
Yes, he was killed. Siraj-ud-Dowlah, go in your page number 14. Go and there you will be able to see it is given there on page number 14 that Sirajuddaulah was killed and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Jafar को जिसने धोखा दिया था Sirajuddaulah को, who betrayed Sirajuddaulah, he was made the Bengal's Nawab. You know, the British, they thought that now Mir Jafar will do whatever the British say. British को लगा कि अब मीर जाफर को हम जो भी बोलेंगे मीर जाफर वही करेगा. And you know, Mir Jafar gave a lot of money to the British after the war. He gave a lot of money. But it was not easy. You know, even Mir Jafar was not listening to everything what the company was saying. बहुत मुश्किल हो जा रहा था. You know, company was just demanding and demanding more and more from the Nawab. So it was difficult for Mir Jafar also to obey each and everything what the British were saying. So जैसे ही मीर जाफर ने ऑब्जेक्ट किया ब्रिटिश के खिलाफ, what happened, students? It is written here also.
Sir, he was removed by Nawab.
Okay. Well, Aradhya, even yesterday also, students, have you all seen that yesterday also I had posted the recording of yesterday's class in your Google Classroom? The link is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so today's recording will also be sent to you. So जैसे ही मीर जाफर ने, you know, as soon as Mir Jafar became disobedient of the British, he was removed by the British. And in place of Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim was installed. Mir Qasim was another Nawab. जैसे ही मीर जाफर ने ब्रिटिश लोगों की बातों को मानने से मना किया, मीर कासिम को बिठा दिया गया. It was very easy for the British. But even Mir Qasim was not able to follow everything which the British wanted. So Mir Qasim, you know, he rebelled against the British. वो ब्रिटिश के खिलाफ सिराजुद्दौला की तरह Mir Qasim also waged a war, which is known as the Battle of Buxar, 1764. Buxar is a place in Bihar. Buxar, Bihar में एक जगह है. So what happened, student? Do you all know what is the area called Awadh? Do you know which area of India was known as Awadh? Any idea of anyone? Yes,
Lucknow.
The area of Lucknow. Almost we can say almost Uttar Pradesh. Most of the part of Uttar Pradesh, you know, Kanpur, the entire area of Lucknow and surrounding areas, that area was known as Lucknow. And Lucknow पे भी एक नवाब का राज था. There was a Nawab who was ruling in Lucknow. So Mir Qasim, नहीं, not Murshid Quli Khan. Murshid Quli Khan तो बंगाल के नवाब थे. I'm talking about Nawab of Awadh. Awadh के नवाब. It was Shuja-ud-Daula. वो Shuja-ud-Daula. He was Nawab. He was the Nawab of. Everyone see page number 16. Everyone open page number 16. You all will see figure number 6. It is written Nawab Shuja-ud-Daula of Awadh with his sons and the British resident painted by Tilly Kettle. Can everyone see it on the NCERT books? Everyone do open it.
Where, sir?
So,
Is it
Awajuddoli
Nawab Shuja-ud-Daula. देखो figure number 6, page number 16. छोटा सा फोटो दिया हुआ है on the side, upper side of the book. So Nawab Shuja-ud-Daula जो थे, he was the Nawab of Awadh. So Mir Qasim, you know, he went to Shuja-ud-Daula. Mir Qasim Shuja-ud-Daula के पास आ गए अवध में, and he asked help from Shuja-ud-Daula. उन्हें Shuja-ud-Daula से मदद मांगी to fight against the British. So this was a real war. यहाँ पे एक real battle हुआ. Okay, students, you all tell me, Battle of Plassey, was it a real battle, or the Battle of Plassey was won by conspiracy, cheating, in one word?
Sir, it was won by cheating.
It was won by cheating, conspiracy. But Battle of Buxar was a real battle. Here no cheating happened. Mir Qasim and the Nawab of Awadh with their forces, they attacked on the British. But still the British won the war. Kyun? Because British had more technology in their hands. They had modern weapons. British लोगों के पास modern guns थे, modern weapons थे. एंड यू नो नवाब लोग किससे लड़ रहे थे? वो लोग अभी भी तलवार से और भालों से लड़ रहे थे. सो ऑब्वियसली, सो व्हाट हैपेंड? मीर कासिम वाज डिफीटेड. Mir Qasim and the Nawab of Awadh, they both were defeated in the Battle of Buxar in the year 1764. अच्छा, आप guess करो, मीर जाफर को हटाया because मीर जाफर was not following everything of the British. मीर कासिम को बैठाया. Now मीर कासिम also betrayed the British and was defeated. So after मीर कासिम, they British made Nawab whom? किसको फिर से नवाब बना दिया?
So I think they have only become, not Nawab.
No.
They were.
No. After that, they again made Mir Jafar. They again made Mir Jafar a Nawab. फिर से उन लोगों ने मीर जाफर को नवाब बना दिया. Is everyone understanding? All the students in the class, what is happening here? Listen to it very carefully. It is very interesting, but आपको ध्यान से सुनना पड़ेगा. Till here, everyone has understood. यहाँ तक समझ में आया सबको?
Yes, sir.
What happened after the Battle of Plassey? After Sirajuddaulah was defeated and he was killed, Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. But Mir Jafar was not able to listen to obey all the orders of the British. Mir Jafar was removed. In his place, who was made Nawab? Mir Jafar के जगह किसको नवाब बनाया गया?
Sir, Mir Qasim.
Mir Qasim. Okay. But Mir Qasim also was not able to follow whatever British said, and he attacked the British in the Battle of Buxar. He was defeated. Again, after the defeat of Mir Qasim, again Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. And here, just imagine, in those days, Mir Jafar paid, how much rupees is this? How much rupees is written here?
5 lakhs.
5 lakh. Per month, Mir Jafar was paying 5 lakh rupees to the British. Isn't that a lot of money?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What do you all think, other students? उस समय 5 लाख बहुत होते थे बच्चों. You know, उस समय 5 लाख would be equal to 50 crore. Let us say 50 crores of this time. 5 lakh of that time. So Mir Jafar now had to pay 5 lakh rupees monthly to the East India Company. Company now wanted more money. Company को 5 लाख रुपए महीने से भी काम नहीं हो रहा था. You know, company was expanding its trade. Company अपना business India में बढ़ा रही थी. So for that, East India Company wanted more money. And finally, Mir Jafar died in the year 1765. Mir Jafar जो है वो मारे गए in the year 1765, just after 1 year of Battle of Buxar. अब कंपनी को लगा कि you know all these नवाब्स are doing problem. जितने भी नवाब आए सबने कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम किया. So अब कंपनी क्या करना चाहेगी? What the company now would like to do? You all think? मान लो आप ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के ऑफिसर्स हो और बार बार नवाब लोग आपको परेशान कर रहे हैं. What would you like to do now? Won't you like to become yourself the ruler of Bengal?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that thing only happened. In 1765, company decided to take, can you all see this on your screen? The points here of the PPT?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, क्या लिखा हुआ है? What is written here? Company decided to take direct control of Bengal and parts of Bihar. अब देखो क्या हुआ. This is very important. In the year 1765, Mughal emperor appointed company the Diwan of the province of Bengal. 1765 में Diwan. Do you know? Anyone knows what is the meaning of the word Diwan? Diwan मतलब पता है किसी को? Any idea? Anyone who would like to say? आप लोग देख सकते हो किताब में. See your NCERT book and tell me. Everyone is very silent. Diwan means कि British East India Company will now directly collect taxes from all parts of Bengal. ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी अब डायरेक्ट जितना भी टैक्स आएगा, जितना भी टैक्स लोग देंगे, वो किसके पॉकेट में जाएगा? इन हुज पॉकेट ऑल दोस टैक्स मनी इज गोइंग टू गो फ्रॉम नाउ ऑन, आफ्टर मुगल एम्परर made East India Company the Diwan of Bengal?
Britishers.
Britishers, correct. So, and students, this Bengal means, do you know, not the West Bengal, entire Bangladesh, West Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. ये पूरे parts, all these parts, Bihar, entire Bengal, including Bangladesh and Odisha. This entire part during that time was under Bengal. So British became the masters of Bengal. वो बंगाल के बंगाल province के मालिक बन गए. Now all the money which was coming from Bengal as taxes was now going to the British. So students, from here the British, you know, took control of India. यहाँ से शुरू होता है British rule over India. Now let us see implications of getting दीवानी rights. ये दीवानी वर्ड सबको समझ में आया? दीवान,
Can you explain me once again?
yes, Diwan means British East India Company became Diwan of Bengal. Diwan means that now from now on all the tax money was going to the British East India Company. जितना भी टैक्स लोग बंगाल में दे रहे थे बंगाल के गवर्नमेंट को, now all that money was now going to the British. That is Diwani rights. Diwani rights means the right to collect taxes. दीवानी राइट्स मतलब टैक्स को कलेक्ट करने का राइट. ये बात समझ में आई सबको? नाउ दीवानी राइट्स, व्हाट इज दीवानी?
Yes, sir.
ओके, तो
Explain it again.
आराध्या, you haven't understood? आराध्या, am I audible to you? Aradhya? I think Aradhya's network. Okay, Aradhya's network is, I think, again, one last time I'm saying कि मुगल एम्परर ने ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को बंगाल का दीवान बना दिया. व्हाट इज दीवान? दीवान मींस अब से ब्रिटिश जो है पूरे बंगाल का जितना भी टैक्स आएगा, all the people of Bengal who were giving tax, all those tax will now go to the British. वो पूरा का पूरा टैक्स अब ब्रिटिश लोगों के पास जाएगा. Everyone understood? Hopefully अब सबको क्लियर है दीवानी राइट्स मिलने का मीनिंग?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
अब बच्चों, इट वाज अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, बहुत पैसा, बहुत 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 पैसा था ये. अब यू नो व्हाट वाज द इम्प्लीकेशन? इसका मतलब क्या था? व्हाट वाज द बेनिफिट ऑफ द ब्रिटिश from all these money? So can you all see here one photograph of all the gold? These are gold, you know, bricks. सब लोग देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे gold bricks, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So they are all gold bricks. So let us see what was its importance. Company could rule resources of Bengal. अब बंगाल के जितने resources थे, अगर आप दीवान बन गए, when the British East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal, it means all resources of Bengal were now under the British control. Now there was no need to import gold and silver from Britain for trade, as money was readily available from Indians only. Meaning, बच्चों अभी तक ब्रिटिश इंडिया से हम लोगों ने एकदम स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा था ना, that from India British were you know buying many things. What were the things which the British where East India Company was buying from India? कौन से चीज थे जो ब्रिटिश इंडिया से खरीद रहे थे और यूरोप में जाके बेचते थे? What were those things?
Spices.
Cotton and silk.
Spices
And
So cotton and silk. Cotton and silk.
correct. Spices, cotton and silk. तो बच्चों अब वो जो खरीदते थे तो वो पैसा कहाँ से लाते थे? The British, you know, they used to buy things from where they used to buy, from where they used to get the money? From Britain, isn't it? Britain से ही ना उनको पैसा मिलता था.
yes, sir.
Yes, मतलब ब्रिटिश लोगों का, you know, लेकिन ब्रिटिश लोगों के पास ऐसा कुछ नहीं था जो वो इंडिया को बेच सके. इंडिया वाज सो प्रॉस्परस, इंडिया के पास सब कुछ था, तो ब्रिटिश के पास ऐसा कुछ नहीं था जो वो इंडिया में आके बेचे, वो सिर्फ इंडिया से खरीद रहे थे। एंड डू यू नो पेमेंट के लिए वो क्या यूज करते थे, व्हाट दे वर यूजिंग फॉर पेमेंट? वो पेमेंट करने के लिए, आप लोग बोलो वो पेमेंट करने के लिए क्या यूज करते होंगे उस समय इंडिया में? थिंक, सोचो सोचो, गेस गेस एवरीवन। ब्रिटिश पेमेंट करने के लिए क्या देते होंगे? व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू पे?
gold and silver coin.
गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर, इट इज नोन एज बुलियंस। इसको बुलियंस बोलते हैं, गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर कॉइन्स दे यूज्ड टू गिव इन इंडिया, बुलियंस। लॉट ऑफ गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर वाज कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम ब्रिटेन इन इंडिया। लेकिन अब क्या हुआ, जैसे ही ब्रिटिश लोगों का कब्जा हो गया बंगाल पे, as soon as British controlled Bengal, what happened कि अब इंडिया के ही पैसे से वो इंडिया का चीज खरीद रहे हैं। Now there was no need to import gold and silver from Britain for trade, as money was readily available from Indians only. So isn't it very, I will say funny or ridiculous? इंडिया के पैसे से ही आप इंडिया की चीजों को खरीद रहे हैं। The British, they controlled Bengal. From Bengal, they were getting immense amount of money, and from that money, now they started buying, cotton, silk, spices. तो इंडिया के पैसे से ही इंडिया का चीज वो खरीदने लगे। समझ में आया ये बात? You all understood this point? अब उनको
Yes,
ब्रिटेन से
sir.
पैसा लाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ रही थी। Now they were not bringing gold and silver from Britain. अब इंडिया से ही गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर वो लोग लेके इंडिया में ही चीजों को खरीद रहे थे। Was like that. Tanmay,
The benefit of their only and the loss of ours.
yes, it was their profit and it was our loss. उनको प्रॉफिट ही प्रॉफिट हो रहा था और हमें लॉस ही लॉस हो रहा था। अब देखो वो इस रेवेन्यू को, बंगाल से जो रेवेन्यू मिल रहा था, बच्चों रेवेन्यू मतलब टैक्स मनी, टैक्स मनी को रेवेन्यू बोलते हैं। तो इस टैक्स मनी से ब्रिटिश अब क्या क्या कर रहे थे? फॉर बाइंग कॉटन, टेक्सटाइल एंड स्पाइसेस। कॉटन, टेक्सटाइल, सिल्क टेक्सटाइल और स्पाइसेस खरीदने के लिए बंगाल के पैसे को यूज किया जा रहा था। फॉर मेंटेनिंग ट्रूप्स, द ब्रिटिश हैड देयर ओन आर्मी इन इंडिया, एंड एवरीवन नोज कि आर्मी को मेंटेन करने के लिए भी बहुत पैसे की जरूरत होती है। एवरीवन नोज for maintaining
Yes,
army you
sir.
also need a lot of money. So the money which was coming from Bengal, it was used for maintaining armies, and also British were building more and more forts, और ज्यादा वो fort बना रहे। Now the company officials becomes nabobs. Can everyone see this current slide? ये slide सबको दिख रहा है? The
Yes, sir.
company
Yes, sir.
nabobs.
Yes.
अच्छा, आप लोग गेस करो ये नैबोब्स वर्ड कहां से आया होगा? इट्स एन इंग्लिश वर्ड, नैबोब्स। ये दिस वर्ड केम फ्रॉम वेयर?
Sir, Nawab.
यस
Sir, Nawab.
यस, नवाब्स, करेक्ट। सो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस? देखो ये आपका एक, इट इज द टॉपिक ऑन पेज नंबर 14। एवरीवन डू ओपन पेज नंबर 14। पेज नंबर 14 सब लोग खोलो। देखो ये टाइटल दिया हुआ है, कंपनी ऑफिशियल्स बिकम नैबोब्स। कैन एवरीवन सी इट ऑन इन देयर एनसीईआरटी? स्टूडेंट्स? ओके ओके,
Yes, sir.
तो इसका मतलब क्या है? Actually, Nawabs gave vast lands and gifts. This is the photograph of whom? ये किसका फोटो है? Can anyone tell me?
Robert Clive. Robert
Yes.
Clive.
Robert Clive. Robert Clive. Yes. So after the Battle of Plassey, के बाद में जानते हो क्या हुआ? Robert Clive and other British officers, they were given huge amount of gifts. बहुत उनको पैसा दिया गया, बहुत गिफ्ट दिया गया, huge amount of money and treasures, gold, silver, कुछ भी आप नाम लो, हीरे जवाहरात, diamonds, rubies, money, all these things were given to them, to the British officials, including Robert Clive. So Robert Clive returned to Britain in 1764 as a very rich man. Robert Clive जब इंडिया आए थे, he was a normal, British officer, and when he went back to Britain, he was as rich as a king. And not only him, सिर्फ Robert Clive ही नहीं, many British officers आफ्टर द बैटल ऑफ प्लासी जब वो वापस गए, दे ऑल वेर वेरी 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 रिच. कैसे वो रिच बने बच्चों? हाउ दे बिकेम सो रिच?
Sir,
With
by
India's,
collecting revenue.
yeah, no, not collecting revenue, Anushka. They got what I said. बंगाल के नवाब ने, that is मीर जाफर, ब्रिटिश लोगों को खुश करने के लिए, you know, because the British made him nawab, you know, to make them happy. मीर जाफर gave them lots and lots of money. मीर जाफर ने उनको बहुत पैसा दिया था. So when all these people, they used to go back to England, you know, वो बहुत ठाट बाट से रहते थे, and you know, they used to influence the public there, you know, they used to show off their money in public in Britain. So Britain के लोगों ने इनको एक नाम दे दिया. क्या नाम दिया? What name was given to these Britishers who went back from India, becoming very
Sir,
rich?
nabob.
Nabobs.
Sir, nabob.
Nabobs,
No.
not nababs. Nabobs. Nabobs. So Robert Clive के ऊपर वहाँ केस भी चला. He was cross-examined by the British Parliament. Britain में Parliament था. Robert Clive के ऊपर केस चला कि you know, you have taken so much money, how you became so rich, कैसे आपके पास इतना पैसा आ गया, and all these things. But finally Robert Clive जो है, you know, he was acquitted. नहीं, उनको बरी कर दिया गया. The case was dismissed. But at last Robert Clive in the year 1774 he committed suicide. Robert Clive ने end में, life के end में, he committed suicide. लेकिन बच्चों सभी ब्रिटिश बुरे नहीं थे. All British people, they were not bad. But all British were not bad. Some came here to earn something but lost their lives due to disease of war. You know, बहुत से ब्रिटिश जो हैं वो इंडिया में आए थे काम करने के लिए, you know, just for a job. So Britishers spoke English. So how they communicated with Indians? Very good question. Well, you know, some Indians, they also learned English. Do you all remember Raja Ram Mohan Roy?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of Raja Ram Mohan Roy? You know, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and many Indians during that time, you know, what they did, that they did learned English. उन्होंने English सीखा. They all learned English. So there were translators थे. And not only that, the British, they also learned Indian languages, बच्चों. British, they also learned Indian languages. आपको याद है पिछले वाले क्लास में हम in the first history chapter हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था that the British, you know, did a lot of research in India, so many surveys, and they said that to administer India well, they need to know the country well. अगर आपको याद हो?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So for that, the British also learned Indian languages. British लोगों ने इंडिया के languages को सीखा था. So, you know, बहुत से British इंडिया में बस काम करने के लिए आए थे, you know, जॉब करने के लिए कि थोड़ा पैसा कमा लेंगे, like that. And many British were killed, you know, who were not bad in wars, in diseases in India. So now let us go ahead with company rule expands. अब कंपनी का रूल एक्सपैंड हो रहा है. तो सबसे पहले अब बच्चों बताओ इंडिया में सबसे पहले ब्रिटिश लोगों ने कहां पे कब्जा किया? What was the part of India where the British first? Bengal. Correct.
Bengal.
They became Diwan of Bengal. And Bengal means which areas of India?
Sir, Bihar,
East area.
Bihar, Odisha, Bangladesh.
Yes.
Odisha, Bangladesh.
Yes, Bangladesh to partition के बाद बना था. We all know Bangladesh happened after partition. So remember during that time Bengal, अगर हम Bengal बोल रहे हैं, always remember whenever I will say Bengal during the British time, it is the entire Bengal, including Bangladesh. So that area. What do you think? You know, British were so greedy. बहुत greedy थे British. So will they stop after having their rule in Bengal, or will they want to expand their rule all over India? What they will want?
Sir, they want to expand their company in over India. Sorry, all over
Yes.
India.
They want to expand their company rule all over India. So all the students right now in the class, are you all finding this class interesting? Is it interesting for you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very
Is it more interesting than civics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Today
chalo,
we got to know.
let us now see another small video about how the company rule expands. Please let me know if you all can see it.
Expansion of the company rule in the 19th century.
Bacho, can everyone see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Visible.
Expansion of the company rule in the 19th century.
And is it audible, the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You will be able to describe how the northwest provinces of India were conquered by the East India Company. Describe the policies adopted by the company to annex the remaining Indian states. Lord Hastings served as the Governor-General of India from 1813 to 1823. He followed diplomatic, political, and economic methods to acquire territories rather than violence. He initiated a new policy called paramountcy, under which the East India Company was proclaimed to be supreme or paramount. It therefore claimed to have greater power than the Indian states. This policy gave the company the power to annex any Indian state it felt threatened by. Thus, a number of Indian states were annexed. But the queen of a small Indian state of Kittur refused to accept the annexure of her territory. Rani Channamma of Kittur resisted the British army till she was captured in 1824. She was jailed and later died in prison in 1829. By the later part of 1830, most Indian territories had come under the British rule. Only a few pockets in mainland India and the regions of northwest of India, heavily influenced by the Russians, continued to elude the British. To conquer these regions, the British waged a war with Afghanistan from 1838 to 1842. It then established its indirect rule in Afghanistan and conquered Sindh in 1843. Only Punjab could not be captured by the British Army for as long as Maharaja Ranjit Singh ruled. After his death in 1839, 2 wars were fought between the Punjab and British armies. The first war ended with part of Punjab being annexed by the British. And the second war in 1849 resulted in Punjab being completely taken over by the British. The last of the independent Indian states were taken over by the new annexation policy called Doctrine of Lapse, devised by Lord Dalhousie. According to this policy, if an Indian king died without a male heir, his kingdom would lapse and it would come under British rule thereafter. And so the Indian states of Satara in 1848, Sambalpur in 1850, Udaipur in 1852, Nagpur in 1853, Jhansi in 1854, and the remaining part of Awadh in 1856 were annexed. Thus the traders who came to India in 1600 AD to trade took just over 250 years to become its supreme ruler. We have learnt that northwest provinces of India were conquered through wars. Lord Hastings initiated a policy called paramountcy, under which the East India Company was proclaimed to be supreme or paramount. Lord Dalhousie implemented the Doctrine of Lapse policy, under which Indian states without a male heir ceased to exist. Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur, Jhansi, and remaining parts of Awadh were annexed by the company. By 1856, the East India Company that came to India as a trader became its ruler.
Okay. Did everyone see the video properly?
Yes.
All the other students?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let us everyone be in the class, I'm taking the extra classes so that we can do this chapter properly. No direct. So how the company expanded? कैसे करके कंपनी ने खुद के रूल को एक्सपैंड किया? डायरेक्ट हमला कंपनी करने से बचती थी. कंपनी फर्स्ट डिड नॉट वांटेड टू अटैक any kingdom directly. So it used many kinds of political, economic and diplomatic methods. Political, economic तरीकों से, diplomatic तरीकों से वो annexation. Annexation means किसी भी चीज को ले लेना, हड़प लेना, annexation. So कैसे? Why? Strategies to annex territories. Annex meaning to take control over territories. क्या क्या strategies थे? किस तरह ब्रिटिश लोगों ने एक एक करके इंडियन महाराजाओं का kingdom अपने अंदर ले लिया? How? Appointed residents. The British appointed residents in Indian King's Court. आपको पता है who are these residents? Anyone knows who are these residents? Residents किसे कहते हैं? Any idea? Anyone has? No, I guess. नहीं ना? No. Okay. So everyone see page number 15. Page number 15 खोलो सब लोग. Company rule expands. See the last paragraph देखो सब लोग. Everyone do open page number 15. Last paragraphs. After the Battle of Buxar 1764. Can you all see it? सब देख पा रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you all have opened. I will not open the NCERT book here today. Everyone see from your book. After the Battle of Buxar, the company, am I audible to everyone properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After the Battle of Buxar, the company appointed residents in Indian state. एक Indian महाराजाओं के दरबार में एक resident को बिठा दिया. One British residents were there. इनका क्या काम था? They were political or commercial agents, and their job was to serve and further the interest of company. Company के interest में इनको काम करना था. company के भलाई के लिए. To the residents, the company officials began interfering in the internal affairs. कंपनी के रेसिडेंट्स के थ्रू राजा महाराजाओं के इंटरनल मैटर्स में ब्रिटिश दखल देना शुरू कर दिए. ब्रिटिश started interfering in the internal matters of kings of India, different kings of India, in their political affairs. They tried to decide who was to be the successor to the throne. अब ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट्स डिसाइड करते थे कि एक राजा के बाद दूसरा राजा कौन बनेगा, who will be the successor, and who was to be appointed in administrative post. Now it was the British residents. British residents ये decide करते थे that who will become which minister in the king's court. So we can see कि British ministers ने पूरी तरह राजा महाराजाओं के पूरे पावर को अपने हाथों में ले लिया. Let us see what came next. Sometimes the company forced the state into subsidiary alliance. Everyone can see subsidiary alliance in their books. इसको underline करो. Everyone do underline subsidiary alliance, please. Bhumi, Anag, everyone, can everyone see it? Subsidiary alliance, which is written.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So देखो, subsidiary alliance क्या है? This is very, very important thing. Subsidiary alliance. What is this subsidiary alliance? Indian rulers were not supposed, according to subsidiary alliance, British force करते थे. Everyone, please mute themselves. Who is unmuted?
Ashwani.
Ashwini, please unmute yourself. Okay. So, subsidiary alliance क्या था? This is very important. British, they forced the Indians to sign into subsidiary alliance. वो Indian राजा महाराजाओं को force करते थे, आप subsidiary alliance को sign करिए, agree. अब subsidiary alliance में होता क्या था? What used to happen in subsidiary alliance? That Indian rulers were not supposed to have independent armed forces. That is, Indian kings, whoever will agree to have subsidiary alliance, they will not be allowed to keep their own armed force. वो खुद की आर्मी नहीं रख सकते हैं Indian rulers. Company proposed protection and asked for funds. कंपनी ने कहा, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने कहा कि हम आपको बचाएंगे दुश्मनों से. We will protect you from external enemies. उसके बदले आप क्या करेंगे? You will have to give money for our maintenance, for the maintenance of our troops. So everyone read in the NCERT क्या लिखा हुआ है? Subsidiary alliance. According to the terms of this alliance, Indian rulers were not allowed to have their independent armed forces. They were to be protected by the company. उनको company protect करेगा. And they had to pay for the subsidiary forces. अब company के forces अगर protect करेंगे, तो company ने कहा कि अगर हमारे forces आपको protect करेंगे, तो उसका खर्चा आप दीजिए. That the company was supposed to maintain for the purpose of this protection. अब क्या हुआ? If the Indian ruler, देखो यहाँ पे, how clever the British were. The British were very, very clever, student. If the Indian rulers failed to make the payment, then part of the territory was taken away as penalty. अगर Indian rulers fail कर जाते हैं, अगर वो payment नहीं दे पाते हैं कंपनी के आर्मी के मेंटेनेंस के लिए, तो उनके टेरिटरी को ब्रिटिश ले लेंगे. Their territory will become British territory. Isn't that a very clever thing? बहुत clever है ना?
Yes.
तो British are very cunning, not clever. इसको धूर्त बोलते. They are very cunning. Cunning कि अगर आप पैसा नहीं दे पाए हमारे ट्रूप्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए, तब आपका राज्य हमारा. Like this, the British took control of. So इसी तरह Richard Wellesley forced Nawab of Awadh to give half of his territory. You know, अवध के नवाब जो हैं, he was not able to pay the British for maintaining the troops. So Richard Wellesley ने आधा अवध ही ले लिया. Half of the Awadh was taken by Richard Wellesley. And also Hyderabad was also taken like this. Hyderabad भी ब्रिटिश ने इस तरह ले लिया अपने कब्जे. Next, policy of paramountcy. Next, we will read about policy of paramountcy. So, should I continue for 5 more minutes, or would you all like to continue tomorrow? You all tell me. I will do that.
Continue for 5 or 6 minutes more.
What about other students in the class? Do you all agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Okay, someone is also saying tomorrow.
Sir, tomorrow.
Okay, Rimjim is asking, sir, the king or the ruler were fool. The amount the British were very less. How can they follow their rules? Rimjim, can you explain what you want to say? Explain karo. Well, Rimjim, are you there in the class? Yes. बच्चों, British were, the Nawabs were not fool. क्या आपने नहीं देखा how the British defeated the Nawab of Awadh, how the British defeated Sirajuddaulah? British were very powerful also, students. Do not forget that. ये आप मत भूलो कि British were also very, very, very powerful. Okay, do not forget that. Okay, fine. I think some of the students are feeling now tired. So, okay, fine. We will continue policy of paramountcy tomorrow, doctrine of lapse. फिर हम पढ़ेंगे टीपू सुल्तान के बारे में. Tomorrow we will discuss about Tipu Sultan, who was Tipu Sultan, and about others.
King of Mysore.
Yes, he was king of Mysore. Then we will talk about Marathas. कैसे British लोगों ने मराठाओं को भी हरा दिया. Then how the British defeated Sikhs also, Afghans also, and about these we will read tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Then I will send you all today's recording also. आज का recording भी मैं आपको भेज दूंगा. Okay, everyone. चलो, see you all tomorrow in class. Okay, Jai Hind everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Jai Hind, Jai Hind.